Every language has millions of ways to say crazy, and if I listed them all, this video would be 3 hours long. So here are 3 ways to say you're crazy in American English. I think out of all the expressions we have in American English for crazy, are you out of your mind? This is probably the most common one. However, we don't really use it when we actually think someone is insane. We use it rhetorically, when someone's being irrational, or when they're about to do something stupid, for instance.
Are you out of your mind?
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 Let's say you have a coworker who recently got married, and his wife is pregnant. He shows up to work one day wearing an expensive Rolex watch, and you can't believe your eyes because you know they can't afford it. He says, "Hey, check this out. Please tell me that's a knockoff." "Nope, it's the real thing. Normally it goes for $15K, but my buddy let me have it for 10. 10 grand? Are you out of your mind? You just got married and you have a baby on the way. You're supposed to be saving up for a house." The question, "Are you out of your mind?" is obviously a rhetorical question. Alternatively, you can just say, "You must be out of your mind."
You must be out of your mind.
You must be out of your mind.
You must be out of your mind.
I must be crazy. Must be out of my mind.
There's another expression with mind that we use in this context. Have you lost your mind?
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 You lost your mind?
Now you may be wondering, what a strange word, and you're right. But let me explain what it means. It means that someone is acting so crazy that they could be certified by a psychiatrist as insane. It sounds kind of clinical, which also makes it all the more sarcastic. For some reason, it's always cracked me up when people say this. Even as a kid, I'd always giggle every time I heard this in a movie or something. First, let's look at the pronunciation. Most people pronounce this word as if it were 2 words. Certifiable. Certifiable. You're certifiable.
You're certifiable.
You're certifiable, Mickey.
Don't listen to this man. He's certifiable.
That girl is certifiable.
Totally certifiable.
The word certifiable is way more emphatic than crazy or out of your mind. In fact, you'll often hear people use certifiable when they don't think the word crazy is strong enough. For instance, say you have this friend who's fun, but he's kind of out there, if you know what I mean. But for some reason you think he'd be a good match for your friend Connie, who's been divorced for a year, so you tell her about him. "Connie, it's been a year since your divorce. Don't you think you should put yourself out there again?" "Ugh, I've thought about it. I just don't know where to start. How do you meet people these days?" "Well, that's just it. I want to introduce you to my friend Max." "Please tell me you don't mean Max, the personal trainer." "Oh, you know him? What, you don't think my ex was crazy enough and now you want to set me up with a complete lunatic? Okay, so he's a little crazy. A little crazy? He's certifiable. He tied up the last girl who tried to break up with him and didn't let her leave his house for 2 days. He was brought up on kidnapping charges." Ugh, I forgot about that. Never mind. In the following clips, you'll hear more examples of people who don't think crazy is strong enough and replace it with certifiable.
Really? Yes. Crazy. Certifiable.
You didn't believe me, did you?
You're crazy, aren't you?
Certifiable.
You think he's crazy? Certifiable.
And in this clip, Mel Gibson is calling himself certifiable because crazy isn't strong enough.
Kiss me and just...
Sure, you're crazy.
No, I'm certifiable, I know, but kiss me once. Come on, kiss me.
So, just to wrap things up, in our last dialogue about the Rolex, you could have said, "You're certifiable. You just got married, you have a baby on the way, and you're supposed to be saving up for a house." It's basically just a stronger way to say you're out of your mind. But I think a lot of people will be very impressed if you know this word. Have you taken leave of your senses means exactly the same as the first two expressions, but it's kind of literary, and so it sounds extremely emphatic. I mean, you have to be absolutely flummoxed to use this expression. That's another word that makes me laugh. Flummoxed means that you're in absolute shock, but also extremely confused.
Have you taken leave of your senses?
Luis, have you taken leave of your senses?
Have you taken leave of your senses?
Now, in our dialogue about the Rolex, it would sound strange for me to use this expression with my coworker. This is more like something your father, your mother, your boss might say to you. It's more passive vocabulary than anything else. You'll probably only hear it in movies. You definitely won't hear a lot of young people use this expression. But hey, at least now when you hear it, you'll know what it means. So there you have it. 3 fun, creative ways to say you're crazy. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to subscribe and like. And as always, thank you for watching.